Hey, Daily Dosers. My name's Austin Payne. I'm one of the high school pastors here, and I went to get my car washed the other day. And I drive an old Toyota truck, so there's not really that much you can do to make it clean. But I had driven up to the mountains, and so there was all this snow and mud. And then I have two daughters now, and so the two girls sit in the back seats. There's just food everywhere. The car seats overflow into the back seat. And then I drove to Arizona and back for a family wedding, and so it was just bugs galore on the front of my truck. And so I looked at my wife and I said, hey, I know I like to wash the truck, but this is like beyond my ability to wash. Like, is there any way I could go get a car wash? What do you think? And she's like, yeah, do it. So I look up, do the thing that you do on Google, best car wash near me. And I read through all these Yelp reviews and I find the one. And I drive over and I pull up and I walk in and I'm, talking to the guy about his different packages of car washes that you can do. We settle on one, and then he walks out and he looks at my truck and I kid you not, goes like this, ooh. And I'm like, what do you mean, ooh? And he's like, well, your car's really dirty. And then there was this moment where I'm like, yeah, like, you're a car wash. Like, that's why I'm here. My car's dirty. Your business washes cars. And it was this funny, like, ooh, your car's really dirty. And it made me laugh. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect me to bring a clean car so that you can make it a little bit cleaner? And in this moment, it dawned on me that I think I do this sometimes personally. I come to church and I almost put on this facade when I'm here, and I think like, oh, I gotta clean my act up. I gotta act a different way. I gotta be the Christian guy, or I gotta be the pastor guy, and I gotta walk into church and go like, all right, game face on. And it was funny, it struck me that in Scripture over and over and over again, we're given the story that Jesus came while we were his enemies, that he came to seek and save the lost, and that in my greatest times of need, God doesn't ask me to clean my act up, to bring him the clean vehicle. No, he says, like, come just as you are, meet me exactly where you're at, and that's going to be where you and I can figure out relationship together, where you have a proper understanding of who I am in my place and who you are as the filthy vessel, as the filthy vehicle. And I love maybe one of the most misused verses in all of Scripture is Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. Right? It's etched on athletes' cleats and in their eye blacks. It's maybe quoted in a post-game interview of, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And that's why I scored that touchdown, or that's why I was able to have that 50-point game, or whatever it was. We go, well, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I love the surrounding passages. If you zoom out a little bit, Paul says this. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 11, he says, I'm not saying this because I am in need, for I've learned to be content whatever the circumstances. What a wild concept that we could actually be content and just walk through life and go, I don't need, I don't want even. Why? Because I'm content. How is he content? So I've learned to be content when whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Hey, so the misquoted verse is surrounded by Paul going, look, I've lived in the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and I know this with confidence. Like Philippians 1, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. That God's grace, the gift that you and I don't deserve, that is his life on our behalf, it's given to us daily. That grace isn't some past thing that we once upon a time received the grace of Jesus and it'll be good for us one day when we go to heaven. No, he says the secret to being content is to just daily go, whether I'm in the highest of highs or the lowest of lows, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. How? I just come to him today. Whether I'm deeply in need or I'm doing okay. Right? Either one of those, would we come to Jesus today and go, I need your grace, and your grace is enough for me today. It overflows in abundance. He gives from us. We don't have to pretend when we're in his presence. We don't have to clean ourselves up. Would we come to him today and go, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength? That doesn't mean I'm going to do amazing things today. It just means that I'm going to go, God, your grace is enough for me today. And that's the secret to contentment. Thanks, Dosers. We'll see you tomorrow.